Yeah. Can you guys hear me? In the room? I don't hear y'all. Hey Jeff, y'all's speaker or microphone's not working in the room.
I got you off of the phone.
How about now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, this had to be on.
Hey Jeff, y'all's speaker or microphone's not working in the room.
Hey, Jason, there's gonna be a bit of a lag time.
Okay.
I got you off of the phone.
How about now?
I can hear you now.
This had to be on.
Hey Jeff, y'all's speaker.
Dude, I don't have any idea how to fix that, guys. I'm not tech.
That's okay.
That's crazy.
Let's just try to.
Let's just
keep.
All right. So, hey, Jason,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call you on the phone and Jason can.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn that down, okay? Cause
Okay.
that's not gonna work.
All right, Jason.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are back in open session. It is 3:13. Thank you for the patience of the board. This has been a patient year. Number one.
I just dropped that off, Jeff.
Number one. On the, sorry, we're moving on to action items, so we're moving up, action on executive session items. One, discuss and possible action regarding contract with Pritchard and Abbott for agriculture. Appraisal. Agriculture appraisal for years 2025 and 2026. So, if I can, Jason, I'm gonna blabber a little bit. We have a contract with these guys. We've had a contract. We are simply renewing this contract. And this one allows them to handle our appraisal of agriculture. Is there any questions that we have for Jason on this?
The only thing I see here is it's like $100 increase from one year to the next.
Is that correct? There's $100 increase? Okay. All right. Do I have anybody want discussion anymore, or can we call the vote? I'll make a motion that we approve the, contract with Pritchard and Abbott for agricultural appraisal for years 2025 and 2026. I got a motion on the board. Do I have a second? Second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all in favor, say nay. Four, nothing? Or approved, okay. The next one is, discuss and take possible action regarding contract with Pritchard and Abbott for mineral utility, industrial, and personal property appraisal for years 25 and 26. There was a contract that was originally signed. There was some questions about it. I asked Jason to write us another contract for the next 2 years. Do anybody have any questions for Jason regarding that?
This is the same thing they've been handling for the last.
They've been handling, it's nothing new. How many years, Jason, have you done this for us?
Been over, say close to 20 years.
I was gonna say, I've been 19 and have been doing it since I've been here.
Okay.
All our costs remain the same, so there's really nothing to digest there, so. I don't have anything.
Ray,
Nothing.
nothing, okay. Do I make a motion that we approve the contract with Pritchard and Abbott for mineral, utility, industrial, and personal property appraisal for years 25 2025 and 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a second, Mr. Lambert seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Ayes carry it 4-0. Okay. All right. That's it, sir.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Just find it and have great, will be the, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas to you and your staff. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay, moving on to item number C, discuss and take possible action appointing 4 new signatures to the Aransas County Appraisal District bank account for purpose of signing check for board approved disbursements.
Right.
The issue is that we had JP Mosier was one of our signers. He's no longer here. Mike Soto was a signer. He's no longer here. I would like to go up to 4 signers. I think Anna Marshall should be a signer. I think she should continue to be a signer because she already is. I think Ray should be a signer, and I think we need 2 board members should be a signer just in case something happens. And I would like the board members to be, if you wouldn't mind, Kevin, because you're always there. Kevin Lambert, would you be a signer since you were the secretary?
Okay,
Okay. Is there any?
I'm thinking, why do we need so many board members? I'm just thinking that may be a conflict.
If we,
But that's, I don't.
but if my thing about board members, if we do have a period where Ray wants to leave somewhat through the year, we need to have, you know, 2, we have something that
You
happened.
just gotta watch having more than necessary,
Okay.
because like even on all my accounts, I only have 3.
Yeah,
You just gotta,
Three, Kevin and Ray.
Okay.
That's the,
I would volunteer another one of our employees, but I think it's just stress they don't
I
need.
think
Yeah,
it's
no,
probably good with 3.
Three
Okay.
is a good idea. You don't want too many.
One thing about this is make it real clear in the minutes because the bank has to see the
okay,
minutes.
but,
So-
so I,
Talk to Carla.
I am- Yes, ma'am. You gonna make the motion or? I would like to amend the motion. And amend the motion to appoint 3 new signatures. Signees,
Don't say new.
3 signatures, signatories. To the Aransas County Appraisal District bank account.
Before you go any further, do we need to also address the issue of removing Mike in this? All at the same time?
All in the same room.
Okay, so we need to do that as well. You need to state that, I remember I can't vote or anything, but just
Thank
suggestion, just a
One,
suggestion.
one thing about that, y'all are gonna hate to hear this, but I am pretty sure Kevin Jameson's name is still there too. I think I saw that, which means that at some point in time, the board never did what y'all are doing right now.
They probably just missed it,
So
yeah.
make the
Yeah,
Make the
Motion.
resolution or make the motion such that, or I guess I can do it if we.
Go ahead, make the motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint 3 signatures to the Aransas County Appraisal District bank account. Those signatures being Kevin Lambert, Anna Marshall, and Ray, sorry, I don't. Presley, as the signatories, and authorizing those signatories to remove any other signatures that may still be on the bank account, including but not limited to Mike Soto
and
and
Kevin,
Kevin Jameson
And JP Mosier.
and JP Mosier.
thank you.
Thank you. All right,
second the motion,
all right, all in favor? Aye.
I,
Mr. Oker? What, are you in favor?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear you. All opposed? 4-0. Motion passes.
I have a bank question real quick while we're all here. I know
Yes.
it's been a long meeting, but when Mike, Mike's not here, right? I mean, he's on vacation. So, Mike is the only person with the bank card. And so we have signatories now, we can sign checks. Is there any chance that under this same agenda item, we can also give someone permission to obtain a bank card? So that we can pay, that's how we, like Amazon, paper towels, that's how all that's paid, is the debit card.
My understanding was that y'all needed to, that once you had a signature on it,
Uh-huh.
signatory, that you could go down there.
That you would be eligible for that?
That you could, that's what I was told.
I'll find out. If it's not, I'll let y'all know.
My also, and we can't do this until next year, because Mike has signed paychecks.
Yes, sir.
To the 31st, and he's on there. I do have a concern of, I would like all of the passwords reset for the QuickBooks.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll be a nightmare, but we'll get it done. QuickBooks is weird.
Wait,
QuickBooks is super
QuickBooks,
weird.
Everybody should have their own.
Yeah, like
The only thing
Josie,
at that point you do is delete if Mike had an
well,
account.
but what Jeff's talking about is actually tricky because it's like, you're right, Mike's not on there. Josie's on there, but I don't know if you guys know this, but Josie's retiring.
Right, but then
So-
Nancy should have an account. They should also have her sign in, because when Jerry left, I
Okay,
had to have hers for a while and then I deactivated.
Okay.
we'll find out. I'll get all that.
But
Well,
these
I
aren't, these aren't decisions.
Yeah.
We're
Okay,
not, we're not on it, we're not making a decision on it. It's
did y'all
just-
vote on the last one?
This is, yes,
Okay.
but thank you, okay. So. Moving on to, that one's closed, moving on to the next, discussion item. Discuss and take possible action for removal of glass partition at the Aransas County Appraisal District Office between the reception area and the bullpen for the purpose of improving public relationships and customer service. That was asked to be put on there. I have brought this up before. Would anybody like to speak to that?
I'm gonna stance with what I said before, is we have it. It has been a blessing. Times are changing. People are getting uglier. I have had customers threaten me, and I've had PD there where I have felt more comfortable having them. And also for our staffing sickness, you'd be amazed. We wipe them things down daily and there's spit all over the customer side. So you're protecting your staff to where they're not gonna get sick as often. Cause people will be like, I just left it. It's just, it has been a godsend for protection and the sickness, to where our staff is now being able to work, not being as sick as often. And even the customers, if our staff is sick, they're not getting it, because I'm serious, that glass is disgusting every day. When my person comes in and cleans it every day, there's spit all over it. So if that glass wasn't there, my staff would be wearing it.
Okay, anybody else want to speak on it?
Even customers say they love it.
Ray, what's your position on it? Since you're here.
Yeah, my position on it is, can I complain real quick? This came around Friday. And so y'all are gonna hear my version of this thing from Friday to today. And, but if I had to answer just quickly, I would say that, as a board, I would be slow to remove a security feature. I would be apprehensive to do it. Do I like these security features that we have around the world now? Not necessarily. But when I go to someplace, I don't say this glass is in my way. I don't think the glass is the avenue to customer service. We go around the glass when we need to. We bring people in here when we need to. We bring them into our office when we need to. We do all of that. I don't think the glass is actually a thing. I think we meet customer service in different ways. I'll give you an example, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you apply for an exemption and you get denied, you get a letter because the property tax code says the appraisal district has to send you a letter. But what we wanted, one of the things I've been talking with the staff about is I want to send a letter for approval, even though it's not required by the state. That just tells people the thing you filled out and turned in has been approved.
Yeah.
And so the state doesn't tell us to do that. It's an extra step. And I just think that's where customer service ends up being a thing, is when you can do that. The glass, I feel like is
You can't really blame an object for customer service.
Yeah, I don't really, I've never had anybody complain to me about the glass. I know that if you quizzed any of our staff that works up front, they all want the glass. They all want it.
It does give them a sense of security. In this day and age, it's gotten worse, and it's, you don't know what's gonna come around anymore, and especially we're dealing with people's hard-earned money. You know, we are dealing with something that's, they don't understand it. A lot of them don't understand the concept, they don't, and that's another thing with customer service, explaining to them the process, the whole process. But a lot of them, it's just gotten, the world's gotten to be different than the way we grew up, and I hate it.
Are we talking any real money to have it removed?
That's the other thing, now we're looking at the other, my other issue I was gonna get next to was.
I think one thing I would like to say about this whole glass thing, I realize we may disagree about this, is I think the glass is a nothing burger. I think it really is. I think customer service is really way more personable than that. And it's really an attitude thing. It's a knowing when to go around the glass when you need to. It's knowing when to bring someone around here when you need to. And we're good at that. The glass thing, I don't think a board would want to remove a security feature thinking that it's gonna provide something, when what could happen is we could remove the glass and next week have the worst customer service running that we've had all year with the glass not there. And it wouldn't be because the glass wasn't there or was there. I think the glass, like it's kind of a non-issue. So it is hard to say why we need it. I do think that part of the reason why we need it is simply because it's there, and that is unfortunate. Like, it's there, if it wasn't there, you wouldn't. But the school has them, we have them, they're at the tax assessor collector's office, they are kind of everywhere now. Yeah.
I interface with a lot of governmental entities, unfortunately. And I can tell you, of course, this is anecdotal, this is my personal experiences. There is a difference. There's a difference in how you're treated as a member of the public when there's a partition versus when there's not. And it's crazy to me that I can go to Victoria County. I can walk right into my tax collector office in Victoria County. I'm looking across a desk at somebody. I've never spit on them. Because I'm not having to shop through a piece of glass. I go to the Victoria Central Appraisal District. There's a desk there. Nobody says I spit on them. So I think some of the things we're producing the spit by having the glass. So I think that's kind of a red herring. But I firmly believe there's a difference. If you go to Hayes County, you walk in the auditor's office, they've got a electromagnetic door that's this thick, that's bulletproof, they treat you like crap. They do. I mean, it is what it is. And I don't think in little old Aransas County, I feel pretty strongly about this. I just don't think that we're sending the right message. I mean, I had a conversation with Judge Garza again about in the construction of the new courthouse. I don't want glass partitions. I don't want people to feel like, hey, prisoner, back over there against the wall. And that is the attitude sometimes. I mean, I got it pretty badly at a local office here during COVID. And it was crazy. We had all these people saying, you gotta wear a mask, when they had absolutely no authority to tell us that as members of the public, but they felt safe doing that because they were behind the glass. It doesn't mean I'm gonna jump over the dadgum counter and grab them by the throat. But I think that they wouldn't have talked to me that way had that partition not been there. And that was here in Aransas County. I feel strongly about it. Reasonable minds can differ, but I can tell you, I own property in 6 counties in this state. This is the only appraisal district that has a partition in those counties. I don't know globally, out of the 254 counties, I don't know how many of them have it.
A lot of them are going to it, because when we have all the new buildings, I know all of Dallas, all of them have them.
Yeah.
But I train my staff and it's all in training.
Me personally, I mean, I enjoyed the county clerk's office where you don't have it. I tend to lean more that way, but I also understand having it too, so.
What about this, guys? It's December the 23rd. What if this is just not the meeting that we get this solved on?
Make a motion to table, agenda item 4D.
I'll second that one, let me think about it.
Okay, let's call the vote. All in favor, say aye. Of tabling? Say aye.
Aye.
All in favor of, all opposed to table, say nay. Nay. It's a, did you? So you made the motion?
Aye.
So 2-2. How does this proceed, sir?
The motion to table fails, and so the motion to take action is the one to, we did have a motion in a second to take action, right?
Yes,
Okay, so then we're back at that point. We still have a motion on the table, a motion and a second on the floor to take action.
I make a motion,
No, we already have a motion. Oh, it's a motion to amend. I'm sorry. You can make a motion at this point, some of it.
For one, you should probably find out how much it would cost.
I couldn't have ever sledgehammer, won't cost anything.
You also, you know, that you're connected to other things that may come best, and it's not gonna
I'm
be.
more than happy to do that.
I'm pretty sure you're not joking. I'm not entirely sure.
No, he wasn't joking.
So
I'd
now,
like to amend it.
Okay.
Please. So I'd like to make a motion, on agenda item 4D.
2D.
We'll change it.
Oh,
Okay, 4D to seek an estimate for removal. Can we start there? Can we agree that we will get an estimate on the cost of removal of the glass?
And repair of the fixing,
Get an estimate on cost of removal
because remember.
before we, before we say whether or
Doesn't that
not.
open up a whole deal? We gotta get 3 bids, we gotta put it out.
We shouldn't unless y'all wanna go down the road of, should be under 50.
It's under a certain amount.
But there is this is something that the board could consider, and I kind of lean this way sometimes. Is in a small town, sometimes it's worth it to get bids, even when it's under 50. Simply because when people look back, if you have the bids, you can at least say, hey, we did seek it out, and I kind of know everybody. So I get nervous that it's gonna be somebody that I know. But under 50, you would be okay, you're completely fine. One thing that I think would come about with the removal of, this sounds crazy, guys. With the removal of the glass, if you did that, is, I think there's 2 things that will happen. One is, our front office staff, Nancy and Shula, will be very unhappy. And I will, be the person in charge when that happens. And they're not gonna be happy about this. The second thing is, our front doors, need to be redone. If you look at our front doors, the wind just blows straight through them.
And it does help with the heating and air
It
conditioning.
does,
Back at the
it's
office.
something I'm just telling you.
What is it, it's from both last year or no?
No, ma'am, no, they decided to not do the doors
Yeah.
because of cost. Doors are expensive.
Yeah.
It's an expensive thing.
okay, hold on, we have a motion on the table. So
All I'm saying, Jeff, just real quick, all I'm saying is
That's fine.
it will open up a thing that all of a sudden we'll be dealing with, an extra level of humidity and.
I can see if we're getting constant.
Yeah.
complaints
Anyways,
about it.
okay.
So please, you
I
gotta,
make a motion, that we get, an estimate of cost for the removal of the glass partition.
and the removal and repair.
Removal and repair of the glass partition.
Yes. Okay. Got a motion
So all
on
we're
the table.
doing is getting it, is we're agreeing to get it a bid for, or quote estimate for the removal and repair of the glass partition.
Okay, you got a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I got a second. Mr. Lambert seconded it. Please note that down. Madam Secretary. All in favor, say aye.
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 Mr. Oker?
Nay.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna vote aye. I'll vote with you.
All right, so can I just make sure that we know what we're doing? we have a vote of 3-0 to amend the agenda item 4D to be stated as such. We discuss take possible action. Oh, no, that we will be receiving, we will put out for bid a quote to remove the glass partition and repair it to a state that's
Make associated repairs.
associated repairs.
And you will leave that to the, and I know we need to re-vote on it, but yes, sir.
Right. Also, she said 3-0, and I think it was 3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
She has 3-1 written down.
Yeah, right, right.
3-1,
Yeah, but thank you.
Sure.
The
if, do we need to make a revote, if we make put the onus of getting the quotes on the chairman?
I think that was probably implied in the, who would normally get a quote? You guys as board members wouldn't go out and get quotes normally, would you?
No. No.
And so I think the implication is that the staff take care of that and bring you a quote.
Would you like to do that, or would you like us to do that?
It's my job to do that.
Good
It
answer.
might be, it's my job to do that.
We haven't gotten to that agenda item yet.
Well, I mean, the signature, I'm just, yeah, there's some stuff.
To remove the glass partition and make associated repairs.
All right, now we're going to, moving on to action line.
We had a motion to amend.
Okay, sorry.
The motion that was on the floor, the motion on the floor has now been amended. Now we need to vote on the motion as amended. Sorry, Robert's rules. So you're right.
Yeah,
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
It was previously seconded.
Okay, so now we just need a
We
vote.
just need a vote.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Now we move on.
Okay. So did you send Ray?
I did send a revised red line and clean copy to your email. So if you want to print those, we'll go over them together. Right, you know?
Can you do that right now, or?
We're gonna go over this thing?
Yeah, corrected.
Okay.
No, you're at, we pointed at the agenda.
Yeah.
Oh, the agenda, right?
Yeah. Didn't think you knew what he was putting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's got kind of out of order.
He's close.
So we,
Slow gas, it's a lot.
no, we're on 4.
Right here.
Well,
You probably-
okay, so back to,
Cause I've been there, I understand.
Okay.
I totally understand. When you take on a highly new
3 to
position,
2 got.
that you thought you were training for all this time, but you actually have to do
I
it.
did, it made it.
Scary.
It is, sorry.
And you
Okay.
will screw
I'm
up.
going off what he's saying.
You just gotta remember to own up to it,
Verbally,
say, yes, I
said
screwed up,
2
and know how to fix
before,
it.
And I think I
Move on, learn
them,
from it,
3 then.
and never do it
4.
again.
One of my
And
son's favorite
because
sayings,
he was
okay, argue mistakes
changes
that are
on
only
what it has
has
did.
in the last item taught until they are learned.
So when I
Correct.
read the minutes in the meeting.
That is the one thing I try to take my stamp, I'm like, it's not so much I'm upset about you messing up. It's the fact that it's just
We
the
didn't.
mess up you've been making over and over and over and over, you're not learning from it.
So we
To me, it's
we
learn.
should just left it at.
As long as the
That's
mistake
not,
is
it
a
was
step
just 4,
towards.
and we're done now,
I
I'm just
got
gonna
no
do
problem
sign
with
it,
that.
and see if we can go back and
We'll
refresh
get
it.
better.
No, we need to vote on the approval of it,
That's in getting that.
but we're gonna do that in open session.
Then I get that, so is it 3 or 4?
We're now on to 4.
4 as originally. Written.
Your question is,
So
please,
whenever,
while we have Thomas here.
I know,
So
but my
whenever
point
you-
was,
Don't ask me.
when we reconvened from executive session, we were in 3, as you renumbered it. So then we said, let's move on to 4 while he's retyping, well, now we're back open in 3?
Well,
So.
See, it's not an
The
action.
short answer is, the numbers on the page mean nothing, we don't worry about it, okay? In the
Because that's what I'm
minutes-
trying to get at.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
minutes, let's just record what item. was
What
on
happened,
what
that's right,
discussion is,
okay,
yeah.
very good, very good.
I get city secretaries all over the state to get wrapped up around because they spent so much time preparing their agenda and they're like, but this is item G,
Yeah, I just wanna make sure that we're good on that.
as long as everybody in the room understands what we're talking about
Okay.
and what the motion is, I think don't need quite the level of formality that you need.
Okay.
We're doing it.
So we're back to over here.
Yeah,
And we're thinking of final stuff.
We need to, at this point, we need to make if I'm correct, we need to make a motion and a vote to extend the MOU to Ray Presley, is that correct?
that's correct. Offer him the job of interim chief appraiser.
Okay.
So we wait on motion or what?
No, we're waiting on him to
He
come
will-
back.
I'll bring back the red line document that shows exactly what I changed.
Okay.
So that everybody can see what exactly the changes are and whether they address everybody's concerns, including his. And then after that, once he says, yeah, this document looks good, then we.
Oh, yeah. And then we just let things. Yeah.
If he doesn't, if he doesn't accept the document
Yeah,
today,
sounds good, don't it?
Right, wants to sleep on it?
yes,
Yeah, I would say that
It's a
the
nice
vote
gift.
is the same. We have,
Nice gift.
we're offering him
I
the
like
job.
that.
And then it's up to him to accept it,
okay.
right?
You can't get rid of
And it's also possible to authorize the board president to make other non-substantive changes. In other words, don't change salary, don't change duties or chief appraiser, but there's tweaks that he wants. Authorize him to make those changes and go ahead and sign it.
Oh, on the actual, yeah.
Yeah, so in case Ray doesn't want to sign it tonight, or today, sitting here in front of us, he wants to think on it overnight, like he said he likes to do. Authorize the board president to make any non-substantive changes to the document. Anything other than salary, term, what the position is. So if there's something in there about, the love and support of the board, let him add that. Because that'll get you to a document that can be signed without having to come back.
Okay. In the spirit of goodwill hunting, do you need to dig in our pockets for a retainer?
Right.
For him, that's for me.
For you.
No, yeah, some lawyers always looking for themselves, right?
No. I was gonna suggest to him earlier, I'm like, I'm sure he could retain it.
There might
But
be
you
a
take your-
conflict of
Take your
interest.
hand up, walk outside,
You know, goodwill hunting
We'll give him.
what's his name?
I know.
call one of your lawyers.
There you
I
go.
was gonna say, call one of your lawyer friends.
It was set up for Matt Damon.
Oh, that's right.
He's like retainer.
It's for me, I remember that. Away from last two cases I tried to send to him. He said he's trying to work toward retirement and get out of the game.
Who's that, right?
Skip
No,
Hinkle.
Skip Hinkle, local lawyer. We don't have that many lawyers locally in town and
No, there's not very many.
there's a handful maybe.
Yeah,
We're dealing with it in Victoria too.
me and, I think me and Kevin Baker are really the only, I guess Bill Adams still has his office open.
Right.
No excuses in the office.
Yeah.
Calvin Schultz, the president.
I just got done with a case with Calvin, that was fun.
I bet.
Thank you.
Okay.
It wasn't because of Calvin. It's
That's the red line.
Lines were what made that one fun.
That's it, this would be two.
Yeah, there's.
Do we,
She's not the same.
So we'll pass them
Can we
around.
do this and do we need to be in open session for this?
Yes, we have to be in open session.
To make the vote, we have to be in.
I know, but
session. If you would like to go back into executive session, Jeff, in order to have a candid conversation.
Would you like to, Ray?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we're in, what's in?
We're open.
We're in
Like,
open
we're
session.
now public.
Yeah, I know.
Open
Yeah, I
session.
know.
I'm just tired.
So, we have made some changes. If you want to take the time to look over those changes, everybody, to make sure they're okay. Now. Oh, we need to.
Something I wanted to bring up to you guys. I know we've been here a while, but it's important for me to talk about this.
Yes, sir.
Um. Well, okay, when you read the thing where it says, whereas the district encourages the employee to apply for the permanent chief appraiser position and we consider these other candidates, well, not from, and so on and so on and so on. You guys should know, right now, I would not apply because it puts me in a really bad spot when y'all say no with the next chief appraiser coming in, and I'm raising my family here. So I'm not eager to bring somebody in who knows I tried for the job and didn't get it, and then have to deal with someone with kind of like low self-esteem.
Or working for them.
You know what I mean? It creates, I'm in a much better position to be able to look somebody in the eye and say, I did not apply for that job because I value where I'm at now with my life. You see what I'm saying? I just want y'all to know now that if it doesn't mean that I'm like grouchy about it. I'm protecting, I'm not gonna sabotage my own life for no real good reason.
Little small town.
Yeah, and somebody could come in and you never know, guys. You just never know how they're gonna interpret certain things and they're gonna think. And here's the other thing. I know we're on open session here and it's gonna be broadcast, but the office is partial to me. You know what I mean? Like, these guys would fight, they're gonna walk through a battle for me. And so I'm already gonna have them in my corner. And so I want to be able to, if I need to, look at somebody and say, hey, man, I didn't apply for this. Like, I knew better. Coaches do that all the time. People will tell a coach, hey, you should apply for AD, and they say, nah, I really shouldn't. Because I'm raising a family, right? It's more important to take care of your family at some point than it is for certain things.
You can't fault us for encouraging you to apply that.
Well, I understand, but I just want y'all to hear from me. It's not because I wouldn't want the job. I'm just trying to be careful with
Okay.
my own life. And it's possible that I could, and the right person comes in and they completely understand, but it's a coin flip, man. Somebody could come in and really just see me as a threat, and it's hard to get out of that. Maybe a few months down the road, I'll have a different opinion.
I just noticed I did not delete
I
that
feel like
heading. So I'll do that before we have any executed copies.
Okay, so, as in, I mean. All right, so listen, we didn't talk about, all right, so, yes, I'm gonna take that off. As in. Okay. Ray, I want to give you the option, you can either sign this today. Or you can, yes, that's what I was gonna say, you can take it, I'm gonna put a motion on the board that we extend this MOU to you, that we sign it. And that we offer you the position of chief appraiser, interim chief appraiser, thank you. And that we grant the board chair the authority to make any non-substantive changes. To the contract. You know,
Like a signature.
no, like maybe you don't want. Maybe you want,
Meaning if we need to tweak something other than the title and the salary, he can tweak the contract without having to come back to the board for approval.
Thank
But
you.
if you say, hey, look, I want $3,500 a month instead of 3,000,
That's a whole different.
that has to come back to the board.
I understand.
okay,
Thank you for that.
Sure.
so, I want to put a motion on the board. That we extend the memorandum of understanding regarding interim chief appraiser services to Ray Presley. As stated, in the document before us. And give the chairman of the board the ability to make non-substantive changes to the MOU. Is that,
Okay, you're right.
that is my motion. Do I have a second?
Second motion.
You got a second? I'm gonna give it to Mr. Oker. The second to Mr. Oker, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Nay. No, all opposed, no nays. So four, nothing,
I'll
sorry.
say aye.
Aye.
I do have, before we move on, does that, the memorandum of understanding, does that in and of itself extend the offer for the interim to take over that position?
Yeah, the motion was to extend him the offer.
Extend the offer.
Okay,
Yes, and so if he accepts it, we're done.
we're good, okay.
Just real quick here, guys, in the first paragraph, when it says, as acknowledged by its duly authorized, should that say interim chief appraiser, or should that say chief appraiser?
That should say to the president.
Oh, okay,
Or chairman of the board.
Yeah, he was talking about this one. Is that?
right there where it says and Ray Presley, the employee.
Yeah, that's just the chairman.
Yeah, so it's just-
By a duly authorized chairman of the board, okay,
Yeah.
yep, okay, that was reading weird, I couldn't figure it out.
Thank you, sir.
So if y'all have stuff, if you have changes, whatever, give it Jeff, y'all work it out. If you can come back with wanting more money or something else, then we gotta reconvene, but otherwise,
Yeah,
that's our offer.
fair enough.
We can do it.
All right. So
Take it home, read it over.
Ray, was there be a time that would be convenient for you to come back in and discuss this?
After Christmas.
You wanna reach back out to me when you're ready?
Well, I mean, I think the only thing left is, for me, is I'll read it, it's either gonna be, I either sign it or I just say, for the sake of future employment and me not understanding some things, that it's better for me to not. That would be the reason I didn't do it. The reason I wouldn't do it is because I'm concerned about, my family, essentially, my life, right? That's the reason to not do it. I can't stress enough, like, the way I look at this is this protects the district and the board in a very good way. And I'm the one that could be, left in the cold because I didn't understand some words.
I want you to feel comfortable before you sign it.
So yeah, so that's a little tricky for me.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion. Adjourn.
I'm gonna second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes carry the day. 4-0.
Yeah, are we done?
Yes, sir.
I cannot sign this stuff for Jason, by the way. It
Until,
require, no, it can't be signed. Like you
until,
guys did y'all's part, but I can't sign it.
until you decide.
If I
because-
decide, yeah.
What?
Yeah. So his stuff just stays how it is. Y'all's part is done. It requires my signature also.
Yes.
So, yeah. He may, I'll just have to let him know that I didn't sign anything today.
Does the deputy chief appraiser have the authority to take action in the absence of the chief appraiser?
So here's my response to that, sir, is I say the answer to that is yes, but there's a tricky thing going on here. Technically, there's still a chief appraiser in Aransas County and it's not Ray Presley. It's Mike Soto, he's on vacation.
I got you.
So if I signed it, like in your scenario, the
Yeah.
answer is yes, but the chief can't be there. So there would be no one above my
So-
head, I would be the thing.
If the chief appraiser were normally on vacation and. a
We
business
hold the
contract,
documents.
Your practice is to hold.
Is just to hold and
Okay.
wait, yeah, but you're on the right track as to like the way
Yeah.
that, yeah.
He's technically still on the payroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's